Hey, I am here today to talk to you about how to access that insane library of all the recipes I have sent out. Every email that I send you with a menu, there's typically a link to the whole collection for 2026. Sometimes there's a link to the collection for 2026 and 2025, but I want to show you where you can always find them. If you are like, I want to go back and find a recipe for something, right? So you're going to go to those collections, or if you saw something and you wanted to go back and try it, but you can't find it in your emails because Lord knows that happens, you can always go back to your collections and find them. And so this is the one way you can always find them because they're always here. And that is to come to this healththroughfitness.com website, my main website. And if you go to type in healththroughfitness.com in your address bar, it's going to take you to this page. And then you will see in this top right corner, I turn that off, you'll see that there is this member and then there's a portal login. So if you click the portal login, it's going to take you to the login. I don't know how to delete the there we go. It will take you to the portal login, and you'll see that over here on the left side, there are a bunch of resources. So depending on whether you do training with me or nutrition with me or both with me, you'll see that there are some different things. So there's the 28-day women's reset. If you did that, all the recipes and stuff, nutrition resources, exercise resources, and then testimonials. But in terms of the recipes, if you click nutrition resources, it's going to open this up, and this will continue to get filled out with all of the old guides with high protein breakfasts and stuff like that. But for this purposes, to find your recipes, right here at the top is featured, and you'll see your online 2026 recipe collection and then your 2025 recipe collection. So you can access either one of those. And I guess I have them separate because the 28-day resets and the 10-day detoxes, the recipes always change. And if you know you did it in 2025 and you want to go back and access those recipes, it will be in the 2025 collection. If you did it this year, it'll be in the 2026 recipe collection. So I'm going to start with 2026. I'm going to open that up. And it's going to take you to this page where you have to enter, it's predominantly your email, but it's going to make you fill out this section. So don't worry too much about it. The biggest thing is that your email gets in there so that it knows that you're a client. So then you click that and it's going to bring you to this main screen with all the recipes. So the recipes, there's 423 recipes so far, and we're a little more than halfway through the year. So it's a lot of recipes to scroll through. If you're looking for one and you happen to remember the name, everything is alphabetical in theory. I'm not quite sure why these are up here, but you can scroll through alphabetically and go through the whole list, which there's a lot there. So on this other side is the plan. So the one I just sent out the other day, right? The first one for August is here and it will pull up the plan. I'm just going to click home for a second. All right. So the easiest way to sort through the recipes is you come over to this filter tab, right? You click filter. You can't search, but there are tags that live in here, right? So you click this and you'll see that there are a lot of tags, right? So let's say I have chicken. So let's say I have chicken in my freezer. So I'm looking for a new chicken recipe. I can just click that. And then let's say I want it to be dairy free because I'm focusing on dairy free for this summer, me personally. So then you put those two things in, you click filter recipes, and it takes your 423 recipes down to 43. So then you can go back through and look at all of the chicken recipes I have sent out this year. So it kind of simplifies that list. To clear the filters, you just come over here and where it shows the little filter with the X, you clear that and it will get rid of the filters. Let's say I'm looking for something that's vegetarian or vegan. I can put both of those in there so it pulls up the list and it will bring my 423 recipes down to 180. Obviously, if you choose vegan, it's going to be dairy-free, egg-free, right? So that's even going to narrow it down a little bit more or keep it the same. But that's the easiest way to use this. Let's say you're looking for some breakfast ideas because you're tired of the 2 or 3 breakfasts that you eat. You can click breakfast and it will pull up 114 recipes I've sent out for breakfast that have breakfast tags. So you can go through it that way. So let's stay with breakfast, and let's say I'm going to make this arugula and mushroom frittata. So I'm going to click that recipe. It's going to pull up the recipe. I'll see the ingredients, the directions. It has the nutrition here, so I can see the protein versus the carbs. And then if I want, say I want to make it. So if I want to make it and I want to export it, you click export, put in your email, which is probably already populated. If you want the nutrition information, click nutrition and then just click start export. It's going to email it to you and then you can print it. So this way you don't have to have, if you print the ones I sent you and they're 10 pages, and you don't want all 10 pages, but there was a certain recipe, you can always come here and just pick and choose recipes that you want. So I just pick my recipes, I stick them on my fridge, the ones that I want to make, and then they're always on my fridge for when I'm feeling inspired to make something new. Once you're here, if you click recipes, right? So we're at the top. So to get back to home, if you click recipes, it's going to pull up the entire list of 423 recipes. And you can go through and say, maybe I want an avocado tomato toast. And you can look through the recipes that way. These will be alphabetical and it will open up the new recipe. I tend to go all the way back to home. So if you come all the way over to this home here, right, that's going to take you, sorry, back to the home where you have your filter set, right? And then you can go back through and look for other breakfast recipes to get some different ideas. And again, you can click this X, filter with the X to get rid of them, or you can open it, change it out and say, all right, now I want to look for some lunch ideas. And there's a lunch, you have to click the tag. And I want to look for some lunch ideas. I want to use, and I want it to be pescatarian. So I want something that's fish and for lunch. And so you can do it that way. Things that are not in here, you can search for chicken, beef, egg. Let me clear this and go back in, right? So we can get rid of this and you'll see egg. You can't really search for eggs, but you can search for egg free, but you'll see that their chicken is in here. Beef is in here if you're looking for beef. If you're looking for something fish oriented, I would do pescatarian. That's going to pull up all your fish recipes, right? So, or more, it'll pull up things that are vegetarian and include fish. So you'll see there's your big cod, your salmon, your sole. So there is a little bit of scrolling involved. It's not as easy as being able to type in a search bar, which I think at some point they're looking to add that. They just haven't figured out how to do it within the platform. But of all the platforms, I'm always looking for something that's better. This has been the best in terms of the quality of recipes, being able to add in recipes because you have no idea how long it takes to add in recipes, and then being able to continue to access it once I've sent it out. So I hope that helps, but the tags are really the easiest way to sort through all those different recipes. And so you just might want to spend some time looking at all the tags, right? So the anti-candida, that's one if you're really trying to control gut bacteria because we tend to get such an overgrowth of candida, and so it creates a lot of symptoms. You have nut allergies, aluminum, autoimmune. It's got a whole bunch of various health issues, and then it's got the themes: Caribbean, Mediterranean. Desserts are in here, so if you're looking for desserts that I've sent out, you'll get some ideas for that. There's just a ton of them, but it is, if you just spend some time looking through that, you'll see that it can make it a little bit easier to find recipes that you might like. Muffins, right? So any muffin I've sent out, all the various muffins, they'll be pulled up in there. So then over on the right are the plans. You can go back through and pull up any plan that I've sent out, right? This was the first one from June. So if you happen to have an idea of what month you saw a recipe in, you can pull it up. And then you can also click the recipe right there in the plan and it will pull it back up. So, and again, if you click recipes up here in the tab to go back, it's going to pull them all up. If you go back to home, it's going to pull you back to whatever you had set in the filters. So to get back to your menu, let's say I click this egg white salsa bowl, I would actually just use the back button on your browser and it will bring you back to your plan. All the plans will also have the list, so you can also print the grocery list if you want to go back to a plan. So, anyways, and you can always export the whole plan. So you click export, your email is in there. I often don't send out the menus with the nutrition information because it makes them too big and nothing will allow me to email it to you. So you can come here and click the nutrition information and then send yourself the plan so you can see that if you want to adjust it based on the nutrition information. And then you can export it and it will show up in your email. So, all right, I hope that's helpful. Always go back to this home button to get back to your start and get back to this main menu. And yeah, there's a ton of recipes in here. And again, if you go back to your community, there's even all of the 2025, right? So once you've got your email in one, it should be in both. And then there's all of these from 2025 as well. So if you're looking for a recipe using these resources in the nutrition resources in the community that you got to from the website is the easiest way to get to the recipe collection. And then once you're in there, you can scroll through, use the filter, pick your tags, and that at least scales it down, right? To make it a little bit easier to find things. Anyways, I hope that helps. Have a great day.